guys. Hey, Coach.
How are you?
It seemed like you guys controlled a lot of the pace in that game. What did you like from tonight?
Controlling the pace is important when you play against Sydney. It's very hard to do. I felt we were solid there. Still think we can be a lot better.
They went on their little runs, but it seemed like you guys held up and even, held your lead. What do you point to as far as your team being able to do that?
They're the best team in the league. They're going to go on runs. We expect them to go on runs. We're prepared for them to go on runs, and we need to respond. It's always about going back to who we are, establishing the way we play, doing things the right way, allowing us to control the tempo, etc.
How impressed were you with Will, not just in slicing up the defense in the first half, but when they changed that coverage, reacting to it and finding advantages in that second half too?
It's not bad, eh? Yeah, maybe you guys can publish another article. Keep him going.
Can you talk a bit about Isaiah Liafa and what he's done defensively? Because it seemed like he was your best point of attack defender tonight.
He is. As good as it gets. He's been doing this all year. Very proud of him.
Will, what did you see out there? It seemed like they were in that drops coverage to start off and then switched it up in the second half. Did you feel comfortable throughout the entire 40 minutes?
Pretty much. The drops gives you probably a little too many options. But tonight, just try not overthink it. Then, second half, they obviously they were a bit higher and trying to clog up the lane a little bit. But just glad I wasn't thinking too much.
How did you feel out there, your first grand final game? And the pressure at all? Did you feel any of that, or did you feel pretty calm out there?
No, I was speaking to Dad. He's done it before, so he gave me a few tips. So it was pretty good.
Will, how much confidence does the win give you for the remainder of the championship series?
Obviously it does, but we know it's obviously not over. Need to win 2 more, and obviously going home with up 1-0 is good feeling.
Coach Gerald Brantley proves tonight he's one of the best on both ends of the court. How did you see his performance?
Thought he competed at a high level, gave it everything he got. Felt he deserved a few more calls at the rim, a lot of contact there. He's a physical guy. Sometimes guys who are this big, whistle doesn't blow as much, but he deserved those calls. It's not about one player. Everybody who stepped on the floor competed. Cam Glidden competed, Rob Lowe competed, Eric Pardon competed, everybody competed. That's how we do things.
47.6 percentage from 3 at the end of the third quarter, 37.9 to end the game. Is that a main positive you can take away from the game?
We're a good three-point shooting team. If you want to put 5 players or 4 players in the paint, we're going to find our shooters. We're going to shoot it with confidence. It goes in, it goes in. It doesn't, it doesn't. But we're going to keep taking our shots.
Coach, what do you say to Barry Brown? Would you say anything in the fourth quarter when he's sort of feeling it? Do you just let him do his thing? Is there any direction from you?
There's always direction from me. It's usually towards the rim.
So when he's feeling it, do you allow him to sort of freelance on his own? Or?
For everything we do, there's a level of structure. There's not a lot of randomness in how we play. For every cover, we have a response. For every situation, there's a way to play. But these are the outlines. Think like a kid's coloring book. Inside the lines, be creative, be yourself, be the best version of yourself. Barry's a very good player. I like it when he draws within the lines.
Well, how do you kind of approach the game when you see Barry Brown cooking like he is? Like, do you notice sort of like take away your point guard duties for a little bit, or how do you say that?
Give him the ball.
Coach, how did you feel about the coverage on Zave tonight? 2 of 10 in this one. Seemed like he got some calls, but he kind of didn't get the same looks that he would usually get around the rim. How did you feel?
He's a phenomenal player in every aspect. It's a really tough cover. He's going to challenge us. Is
there any sense of trying to avoid complacency, knowing that you won this game and you're going home to the that crowd? How do you avoid that complacency? Because being up 1-0 on the road is a big deal.
No, it's not. It's just the first quarter, whatever you want to break it down. It's no big deal at all. We're, generally speaking, a process-oriented team. We care about how we do things. This is a tough group. I have a lot of faith in them. We know we can play a lot better than what we played today. That's where our focus is going to be.
Well, how important will the fans be in Game 2?
It will obviously be everything for us. Give us a bit extra energy. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to see that place rocking again, like back in the day.
Just further on that, going back to New Zealand, how important is this, like taking a grand final back there on Sunday, for the country, for the fans?
I don't mean to be rude. I say this with all the love in the world. We had 12 days now to answer every question about reflecting, about what the last 2 years were and what this means now. All I care about is the film session tomorrow when we land. Everything else now is not important to me. So we did all our reflecting. I love our fans. Being in Spark is amazing, but now it's about the work.
Obviously, the Kings got a couple of knocks in that game. How's everyone feeling on your side?
It's a playoff game. Everybody gets knocks.
No injury scares on your side?
Not that I know of. We're tough.
M. Hinton on the Zoom.
Missed you, Mark.
Hey Mody, congratulations on having your team so well prepared.
Kind of lazy for you not to fly over, don't you think?
Yeah, it's really sad, but I enjoyed watching it from afar. Mody, I'm not sure about your experience in best of 5 series, but can you tell me what have you just done in this series? What do you feel in your gut you've just done?
We've done nothing. My experience says you take it one game at a time, and you ignore the result from game 1. You learn what you need to learn, you draw your conclusions, you formalize your game plan, and then you go to work.
Well, I know you're out there in the middle. What do you feel like you were just able to do, and what has to be your mindset going into game 2?
I'll probably just have the same mindset, honestly. But yeah, just read the covers when I'm on the ball screen, and when Barry's hot, just get him the ball.
Mody, you kicked the best, well, an offensive juggernaut to 44% field goal. Only 2 of their starters made double-figure scores, and the league MVP went 2 of 10 from the floor. Can you just talk about, I guess, what your team hangs its hat on, which is defense?
We compete in every possession. We give it everything we got. We have our fundamentals. We know how we want to defend every action. They're a great team with great offensive players. We have the utmost respect to everything that they do. And we know it's going to require the best version of us to contain them and control the tempo and do the work in game 2.
Absolutely, thank you. What's your feel? What do you take into game 2 from this, in terms of momentum, in terms of, I guess, a style for the series?
Just know that they're coming. No, reigning champs. They didn't get here off luck or for no reason. So yeah, we know they're coming hard, and they're going to try to steal one just like we did today.
Thank you, guys.
Anyone else on the Zoom? You good? Thank you, boys.
Thank you, guys.
See you in the second quarter.
It's a good attitude from that game.